Okay po, mga katipuneros, this is Cardinal Chito Tagle. Join me every week on the Word Exposed on Air, here on the Voice of the Blue Eagle, Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM, the Ateneo Campus Radio.
The Voice of the Blue Eagle, radyo-katipunan 87.9. Follow at radyo-katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter.
Pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan.
Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at gigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan.
Want to find out more about the famed org community of the Ateneo? Yeah. Wondering what projects and initiatives our student organizations are currently up to? Curious to hear the perspectives and motivations of the different people that make up the org community? Tara na't magkwentuhan! Kwentuhang MVP takes you to the vibrant and passionate organization community of the Ateneo de Manila. Tune in every Friday as we catch up with our student leaders and our organizations and find out how they're continually pushing forth with their advocacies. Kwentuhang MVP, taking the MVP to you.
Amazing viewers and listeners, I am your host Carlos Orosa, and welcome back to another week of meaningful conversations with our beloved organizations right here at Kwentuhang MVP. We are coming to you loud and live from our homes via the Facebook pages of radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM, Ateneo de Manila University, and of course the Council of Organizations of the Ateneo Manila. You can also stream us via radyo-katipunan's YouTube channel at radyo-katipunan FM. We are also coming in via audio streams at any shoutcast online radio station around the world, so just search for Radyo Katipunan. We are also transmitting via the 87.9 FM frequency, so tune in if you are within the 2-kilometer radius of the Ateneo de Manila campus. So, now, I know what you're thinking. Who is this guy and why is he hosting KMVP? Well, actually, I'm from the one and only premier musical theater organization in the university, the Ateneo Blue Repertory. And together with the rest of the Blue Rappers here with me, we're here to take over this week's Kwentuhang MVP episode to promote our upcoming 30th season finale production titled First Date. We have some cast and special projects members present with us to share what it's like preparing for First Date, some behind the scenes happenings, what it's like being in Blue Rep in general, and so much more. So, without further ado, let's get right into this week's episode. So, let's first get into the first round of our guests. Please, welcome the cast members of First Date, Ju, Paul, Nikki, and Vika. Please, guys, introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Ju Martinez and I'm from the cast of First Date.
Hi, I'm Nikki and I play the part of the ensemble in First Date.
Hi everyone, I am Vika Valdez and I am also part of the ensemble for Ateneo Blue Repertory's First Date.
Okay, it seems as if Paul may have a bit of a technical issue, so while we're waiting for him, we can actually go straight into our first question. And I'm sure you guys will already have your own answers for this one. Oh, there we go. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us, Paul? You with us today? Can you give us a little wave if you can hear us? All right, looks like we can give him a bit more time to catch up. So anyways, as I was saying, while we're waiting for Paul to catch up with us, we can actually start with the first question already. So, the first question for our very talented set of guests: what is the story of First Date all about? And since you were very generous to start us off, why don't you start us off with your first answer for this question?
Okay, sure, thank you. Okay, so First Date, it's basically a blind date between Aaron and Casey, who are played by the wonderful Carlos de Guzman and Julia Santiago, who are not here with us today. And they basically spend the night trying to see if this is gonna be a love connection. And they're bombarded all throughout it by like baggage and other different conflicts. And that's where we, the ensemble, come in. We're like basically the personifications of all of that baggage and conflict. So yes, that's basically the premise of it all.
Okay, I like that. Very, very good summary right there. Nikki, Vika, do you have anything to add to that? Or has Drew hit everything already? All right.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
You hit all the points. Good job,
Yeah.
Ju.
Very supportive cast. You love it. You love to see it. All right then, since you had Drew answer the first one, we can have Nikki go on for the second question, which is, what is it like rehearsing and performing in the online setting? Are there any memorable moments all throughout the production?
Oh wow. I don't know what to say without spoiling too much, but there is one particular part that I did enjoy that involves a green screen. I don't know. I can't say much about that because you have to watch and see. But I really enjoyed playing with that. It was fun to see like how everything was edited after. So that was fun. But I guess the overall experience of filming online and doing everything, it was very difficult, to be honest. But it was still enjoyable because we've had those moments with lots of fun times. But it was difficult because a lot of responsibility fell onto us that you wouldn't usually have during an on-site theater production. So that's like lights, and then lights, blocking, making sure the equipment is okay, everything like that. So yeah, it was difficult, but then still enjoyable. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that, Nikki. And in the meantime, seems like Paul has finally returned to us for this gig. Paul, would you like to please introduce yourselves to our audience today?
I'd gladly love to. Hi, I'm Hi, Hi. Hello. Hello, hi. I'm Paul. And I'm also an ensemble and cast member for First Date.
All right, thank you so much for that, Paul. Although it does seem like you're still a bit freezing there. All right, no worries. Okay, so since Paul seems to be, figuring out his internet connection right now, Vika, I'd like to ask you the same question that I asked Nikki. What was it like rehearsing and performing in the online setting? And were there any memorable moments all throughout the production?
I think Nikki was able to say basically like how all of us struggled as a collective with like filming and all of that. But I think something that was memorable for me was during rehearsals, we would have ensemble numbers where we would have to all perform at the same time. But since rehearsal was on Zoom, not everybody was performing at the same timing. So looking back on like recordings and stuff like that, or even if you just looked at your screen, it would just be really funny to see everyone just not doing the choreo at the same time, or like singing the song at the same time. So yeah, I think since it is difficult to kind of get a kind of grasp of everybody's energy through Zoom and online rehearsal, I think that was like a great way for us to like share energy and like kind of share in this experience, this special experience with one another. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. So we got green screen, we got ensemble not being able to dance together. Drew, anything else you want to add to that to end it all?
Yes, yeah. Well, like what they all said, doing online prods is so difficult because we're all physically separated from one another. So the essence of live theater, where the energy is just like popping off all the time, as a collective, as a huge cast on stage, it's not present. And so it's so hard to replicate that on Zoom. But then, so for me, I guess my favorite part of the process is like, because like I said, we're so isolated. So at one point we really have to do separate rehearsals with one another. Like it's inevitable that it has to happen just so that we can all learn our parts. But then we do have sessions where all 7 of us are together to do scenes. And then when we run the whole show and we get to see everyone attack the different characters for the ensemble, especially because we have so many different characters and it's so chaotic. And we just make each other laugh so much. It's so funny. So I'm so excited for everyone to see that when we finally get to streaming. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that answer. And finally, to cap it all off, I wonder if Paul can finally get into this conversation. Paul, can you still hear us?
Hello.
Hello, that's okay.
Hello. Oh, I can be heard now.
Yes, we can hear you. Although it is
Oh,
still a bit laggy, we can
lovely,
still hear you.
lovely.
All right, so
All right,
Paul,
lovely.
in case you missed the question, what was it like rehearsing performing the online setting? Were there any memorable moments all throughout the production? And your fellow cast members have brought up green screens and ensembles, both not being energetic and being very energetic at the same time. So what else can you add to that?
For me personally, rehearsals were the most memorable parts because that's when we get to play around and experiment with our characters. Because, like what you said, we have like we have a lot of characters. So, and it's such a small cast, yet it's such a small yet talented cast that we get to play around and experiment. So, really, it's the rehearsals that we do together, especially the ensemble rehearsals when we're practicing our lines and everything. That's why I'd find that the most memorable part. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I love all these mentions of multiple characters because yes, ensembles do have to play multiple characters, which also leads me perfectly to my next question. I promise these answers are not scripted. How were you able to connect with the character you were playing for first date? And do you have any specific rituals that help you get into your character or well characters? Actually, any of you can speak up on this one. 'Cause I don't know how your acting skills are, etc., etc. Feel free.
Okay, fine. I can go first. Because besides the ensemble being the chuariwaps of the whole show, we also have like some distinct characters that actually like drive the plot. So my central character as an ensemble member is Allison, who is like girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep central. And so I kind of just like to address that inner side of me, that where I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna gaslight the hell out of this, which it sounds so bad. But yeah, actually I love like what I do as a character because it's so like she's so far away from who I am actually in real life. So yes, but I would like to ask Nikki because she has yes, I'm gonna pass the baton to Nikki.
Oh my god. Okay, great. Thank you so much for passing it to me. Because you know, I'd have to say that I don't it's difficult to have a ritual for this specific production because I play incredibly different, like on the spectrum. All of these characters are so far from each other. Like 1 minute I'm playing this like 90-year-old grandma, and the next I'm playing a 4-year-old boy. So not only do I switch ages, but I also switch gender, which is interesting as well. So I guess my ritual would, I guess, try to be as flexible as possible since I am playing so many different roles. And yeah, it was difficult, but I do like a challenge. I do love being challenged. I like seeing what I'm capable of doing. So yeah, I still enjoyed it. And yeah, a particular character I'd like to mention as well is Grandma. She's a very if you I guess she's like Tita of Manila kind of thing, very chismosa, very yeah, they did this and that, blah blah blah. So yeah, you're gonna see that, and that's gonna be fun. I'm so excited for everyone to see that. But yeah, I think I'm interested to hear Paul, actually, to hear Paul's. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, for me, my main character in the ensemble is Reggie. This is Casey's best friend, who is also a lovely drag queen. Unlike most, where they have to find more because they aren't really much of their character, this Reggie is pretty similar to who I am in real life. So I guess it was kind of easy for me to get into character. I just had to amp up the theatrics of it all and add all the nuances, add all the camp factor into it, and all the theatrics of it all, like what I said. So I guess it was pretty easy, but I did actually have a ritual on how to get into it, to get into the character. It was like the thing in High School Musical where they go like, ma ma. Yeah, I was doing that all the time just to get into character and stuff. So I guess that's pretty much how I did it. But the hard one for me though was trying to get into the straight roles. Like one time I had to act immediately into a child, like an actual baby that was not even conceived yet. So, well, who knows? Perhaps. So that is pretty much my characters and how it was the process for me. Yeah. What about you, Vika?
So for me, my central character for the ensemble is Lauren, who is Casey's older sister. So for a bit of context, she's basically already married. She has her life together. She has a house, so it's giving very much, it gave me at least very much live, laugh, love vibes. And I would say that it's quite far from who I am, but I guess like to get into character, I just thought very much very controlling, very millennial almost kind of woman, has her things together and all that. Speaking of rituals though, I don't think I had like any specific ones, but I guess what was really helpful was that she was pretty far from who I am as a person, so I could really experiment with anything I wanted. And also our director, who's Topper Fabregas, he would also give us like notes and all of that on our character, and yeah, basically just to play around with everything during rehearsals. So yeah, that's all for me. Lauren is very chaotic, like all of the members, all of the characters of the show, but we love to see it.
Okay, thank you so much for all your amazing answers. Sounds like all of your characters are a mess in their own way, and that just makes them all the more fun to play, isn't it? And for the record, we do not condone gaslighting. That is only for the play. So, continuing on, and we've established that you guys can connect well to your characters. However, I wanted to ask, how did you guys make sure that the audiences will still be able to connect and engage with the story of First Date through a virtual screen? And how do you guys still successfully immerse the viewers in a different setting? And if you guys want to answer that, I'm just doing what the director told me to do, then that's fine. But I would like to see what your opinions are about that. So feel free to start, any of you.
I feel like when we were doing, for especially what I think is when you do something that you really love to do or you're something you're super passionate about, it will translate no matter what medium. So no matter if it was on stage or even if it's through the virtual situation and whatnot, it will still translate. So I hope it translates towards the audience, but not going to lie, it kind of hit me a bit. I was like, wow, I felt that right here, So yeah, that's how I personally think. Yes.
I can answer as well. It's similar to Paul's. I think as long as, when we were recording, we were really enjoying it and we were really having fun. And I think that would definitely translate to how well we tell the story. But I also think it comes hand in hand with post-production stuff, all of the editing, when everything comes together, when we see everything the way it is intended to look like. I think, because I would love to give credit to the production team as well. I'm sure they're working very hard right now and doing a really great job in editing the sounds and the videos and just putting everything together to make a really great show. So yeah, it's really a team effort thing. I think that's the most important part about telling a story, is that we're all working together and working hard to tell it. Yep.
Okay, Vika, Ju, do you guys have anything else to add to that?
I think so, oh my gosh, so sorry. I think they took it all and they said what I need to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. But yeah, I just wanna they said it very perfectly that like everybody's passions, everybody's energies, it's all going towards this project. And I think it will really translate to everyone once they see it, how much everybody loved working on it and how much effort everybody really put into it.
Okay, that's amazing to hear, and we're all really excited to see what your passion brings to the screen. And finally, to end it off, we actually do have something a bit away from first date and something a little more personal for our guests. So, in your experience in Blue Rep, what would you say has been your most fulfilling memory or experience with the org? Can use anything from online productions to face-to-face, whether it's on the stage, off the stage, anything you guys would want. So, see, a lot of you are thinking right now, so feel free to speak up when you are ready.
Yeah, I can start this off. I just to put context, among the four of us, me and Nikki are the only ones who've done on-site so far. And that's actually like my fondest memory talaga. We did, Nikki, I love you. We did Bring It On together back in 2019, also with CDG. And it was just such a fun show. I just love looking back at that show so much when and thinking that, oh, we can go back to doing prods like that after this pandemic ends, because it was so fun. We were like, what, a cast of 26, and that's something we can't even do right now. It was insane. You were like so much dancing and cheerleading, and the songs were insane, and it was such a fun ensemble show that I just so fun to look back on talaga. And I wish like we could just do that again. We should do that again. Let's bring back on site theater.
Yeah, I'm gonna add, because Bring It On. I love Bring It On. It was one of my favorite productions. But I don't have like a particular event in mind. It's more of like just I love connecting with the community of Blue Rep, because everybody is so passionate about theater just as much as I am, and I like being a part of something. That sounds so sad, but I do love relating to people and connecting to people about things that I love. So that's my favorite part about Blue Rep. And because I have friends who judge me for being in theater sometimes. They're like, oh, you're such a theater nerd. I'm like, yeah, I am, and I'm proud of it, and it's okay. So yeah, I can be theater nerds with these people, so it's always so fun. Yeah.
I love that. For me naman, since Paul and I actually joined Blue Rep last year, so we've only experienced the online setting. But I think for me, my most memorable experience so far has been working in this prod. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think honestly getting into like cast and all that, like the process, I didn't really know what to expect since it was online, and also working with a bunch of new people, different people. It was like kind of nerve-wracking on my part, but at the same time it was really fun, it was really exciting. And yeah, throughout like this journey and all that, it kind of made me more excited for like on-site stuff. And as Ju and Nikki were saying, those experiences are also very much memorable to them. So I'm hoping that, as much as the online setting has had its ups and downs, I'm also like looking forward to seeing how Blue Rep works on site, especially since like online pa lang you can see how passionate everyone is and how much they love their work. So yeah, that would be just working with everyone is just my main memorable experience, just seeing how much everybody loves the theater and doing what they do.
Actually, same with me. If I could add, like, of course, I'm looking forward to having the on-site experience and having on-site theater once again. But I guess if I were to recall extremely memorable moment that happened in online would be when I was the assistant movement designer for the 30th season newbie production, because it's like I'm mixing two things that I really love to do, which is dancing and movement with meeting new people. And especially, it's always that first impression, wink, wink, that will make you, that will always last long, you know? So I always wanted to welcome the newbies, especially with the newbie production. And I feel like it's really important to make them not too scared and such, so that they would enjoy the experience and, you know, be open to the future. So right now, I'm looking forward to the future and on site. So fingers crossed. Yeah.
I'd like to add on to Paul also. Just saying, because he mentioned like welcoming the newbies, and just for like additional background on what I'm doing this season, I'm also part of the company core. I was told by our company manager Tush Binobo to shout her out, so shout out to Tush Binobo and the 30th season company core. I love all of you so much. But I've spent like the last 10 months with them, and we've basically been like in meetings in and out for like every single week, talking about how to go about the season and everything. And that comes with welcoming the newbies, like deciding what shows you want to do for the season. So that's been a big part of my year also, and part of what has shaped me in Blue Rep, like actually getting to be part of the managerial side of it. So that's really like a fun part for me.
Hey, thank you so much for that. Lots of talk about returning face-to-face, lots of casual flexes on your positions in the org. What really, I guess we all are looking forward to a face-to-face experience. But for now, we're going to have to deal with the online setting. And of course, I know you guys still put up a hell of a job with your performances online. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us today, Ju, Paul, Nikki, and Bika. Thank you so much again. And we're all excited to see your performances. All right. So moving on into our next segment, we will be finally discussing Blue Rep as a whole org with our guests from special projects, Chess, Ale, Bea, Yai, and Elian. Please, guys, introduce yourselves and turn your camera so that, you know, let our viewers see your amazing, beautiful, handsome faces. Yes. Yeah, since I feel like, yeah, go ahead. There we go. Just please feel free to start, please.
I guess I'll go first. Hello, everyone. I'm Chess Abalos. I'm the Spro head for First Date, and I'll pass it on to the rest of the people here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ale, and I'm a member of the Special Projects team with Chess.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bea from 1BS Legal Management, and I'm a member of the Special Projects team.
Hello, everyone. I am Yai Martiha. I am 1 BFA Creative Writing, and I am a member of the Special Projects team.
And lastly, hey, my name is Elian Dominguez. I am the Core Competency Projects Manager for Performance in the Ateneo Blue Repertory, which is just short, like a long way of saying that I'm an officer in Blue Rep.
All right, thank you so much for that. It is so nice to see you all here today. Thank you so much for taking the time off your day to join us on this program. So, and we all know time is limited, so without further ado, we'll be moving straight into our first question of the day. We've been talking so much about First Date, but we haven't touched on the org itself. So to begin, can you tell us a little about what Blue Rep is and what you guys do in special projects? Please feel free to share whatever you want.
Hello, I think I can talk a little bit about our Special Projects department here in Blue Rep, the premier musical theater org of the Ateneo. But yeah, so the Special Projects department, what we do is, actually earlier you asked the cast how they connect and engage with their audiences, especially in our online setting. And so what we do is we organize and conceptualize and put together both the online packages for the production, as well as gigs like these. So we're super happy to be here today. Thank you for having us as Pro Department, so that we can connect with our audiences as well and tell them a bit about the behind the scenes work of First Date. So also as a department, we sort of dabble in every other department because we work alongside the prod managers, the SMs, front of house, documentations, the cast, like literally everyone. So it's a really, it's my first time being part of this department, but I'm having a blast so far because if I could just show our viewers how hardworking and how diligent not only the special projects team is, but the entire theater management and production aspects of Blue Rep are. It's really, really amazing, and yeah, so that's who we are, and I think I can pass this to another member if they would also like to talk about our department.
Hey, don't be shy. Feel free to call out the name. Put them on the spot. Go ahead.
Maybe I'll call on my Spro mother, Chess.
Go ahead, Chess.
Oh, I'm really on the spot here. There's nothing else I can add really to Aile's description. That's essentially what we do as special projects members and teams. We kind of find ways to advertise beyond the typical ways for the show. But just a note for what we're doing now. As you can see, we have non-cast here today. And it's part of a new Spro initiative that we're having this. We're testing it out really. We want to expose everyone in this production to the limelight. We want to show everyone off because a production is not just the cast, it's not just the A-team, it's not just the script or even the show itself. It's everyone within this organization. This is a team effort and this is a family and everyone here deserves a chance to shine. Does anyone else have anything to say? I think we're good then. Let's move on.
All right then. When we talked a lot about special projects, does anyone else like to talk about Blue Rep as a whole, or talk about the premier theater musical org of the Ateneo? Elian, maybe you would like to, since big officer and everything like that. Not to put you on the spot or anything, just feel free.
Yeah, sir. I disconnected for a hot minute. Is this still about what special projects is?
Oh yeah, actually I was asking a bit more about Blue Rep as a whole. Tell us a little bit about Blue Rep.
Oh yeah, sure. Blue Rep, as our lovely host already mentioned, is a premier musical theater organization of the Ateneo and the Loyola schools. So we're one of 3 theater organizations in the university. And what sets us apart is that we focus on musical theater. We bring stories to life. We bring lived human experiences. And I think that's the important part about what we do, the lived human experiences. We bring them to life through stories, through acting, through movement, and especially through music. I think that's what particularly sets us apart. But it's not just through the art, through the performance. We really highly value the fact that we have 3 very different core competencies. Aside from performance, we have the production, which is the backstage work, the sounds and lights and set and props and everything. And the theater management work, which is in a way a little more administrative, that includes front of house, finance, logistics, public relations, and of course our own department, special projects. So it's not just even though a lot of people probably associate Blue Rep with the actors, the performers, the theater stereotype, but it's very holistic. And we really value that holistic development. That's why our tagline in the org is to be anything, be Blue Rep, because there's so much that we have in this little art form.
Beautiful. I've always liked that one tagline, specifically be anything, be Blue Rep. Mostly because I always misremember it as be better, be Blue Rep, which I feel like is a lot more elitist than it should be. But continuing onwards into our next question, were there any challenges that the special projects team encountered while preparing for First Date, and how were you able to solve them? And I think because Bea and Yai were able to escape the first question, you are not escaping the second question. So please, Yai, you may start it off if you would like. Then Bea, please continue right after.
Right. So I was actually in special projects for the previous production also. So I have I guess, a pretty good idea of what sort of challenges we would encounter being a member of this department. And in my experience, some of the most common challenges we had to endure would be reaching out to different people. It's mostly communication, especially when we're on a deadline and we have to work on so many different outputs while also trying to keep up with the deadlines given by different departments and to also be more prompt with emails, stuff like that. But we are able to endure these challenges by simply, well, in my experience at least, I realized that keeping your notifications on for the emails app is very, very important. It really helps. That's in my experience. I think my other members could share a similar experience. But we are able to get through these challenges by really emphasizing the importance of teamwork and communication with everyone else. And I think with that, we are really able to get through these challenges because at the end of the day, as long as you are communicating well with your team, you guys can get through anything.
Okay, Bea, you may go ahead. And I'd like to actually end off with Jess since she is indeed our SPRO head. So please, Bea, continue on what kind of challenges you think the SPRO team encountered.
Okay, so I think Yari really summed up everything, like literally everything I wanted to say. So I'm just going to supplement what she said and say that I do agree that communication is so vital, especially with the setup we've been reduced to now. And being a part of SPRO, it's really important to emphasize the values of teamwork and being able to communicate properly with the rest of the members of the team because especially given the circumstances we are in now, not everybody is easily available. So I guess that's also one of the challenges that we faced. And actually communicating, like what you mentioned earlier, communicating with other people who are not a part of the org is definitely really difficult. And I do very much agree with the notification tip that she gave because it's really difficult to keep up with all the notifications from different apps, especially, Discord is not the only app that we are using. And that's pretty much it for me. Thank you. Go, Chess.
Well, you've already summarized the communication aspect. The one I want to highlight is the surprising nature of SPRO. This is not a department that can happen linearly. Even if you set a deadline, sometimes you're just not going to make it because you're dependent on so many other departments. For example, whenever we design something for the online packages, we have to depend on documentations, the stage managers, the cast, and the Department of Designs and Publications. And sometimes they just don't have time to insert our work there because they're already so busy. They're already handling so many different things within the organization itself. They have their own duties. Ours is just a bit of an add-on. And when it comes to gigs, sometimes you just don't know if you're going to get a response at all, right? You just don't know whether you're going to have a gig today, tomorrow, or if they replied yesterday. You just need to be on your toes constantly. This is why we have such an emphasis on communication and turning on your notifications, because this department is just full of surprises. Whether that's good or bad, well, that's entirely up to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And from what little I've interacted with SPRO, they do require a lot of work from everyone. And just to make gigs like this happen, thank you so much for your hard work, SPRO, and for those who give us opportunity like radyo-katipunan. So, moving on into our next question after that. As we are now 2 years into the pandemic, how is First Date different compared to the past productions that Blue Rep has done online or productions that you yourself have experienced? Whether or not you were SPRO in those productions, please tell us about your experiences and how they differ. So, I think we could start with Elian. You would like to start?
Yeah, sure. So like Ju and Nikki in the past segment, I was also able to experience Blue Rep on site. I was also in Bring It On. So unang-una, of course, the big thing would be that this is online, and majority of our Blue Rep history in productions has been on stage and in person. But aside from that, this is our fourth online production. And the thing is kasi, our season theme for the entire year in Blue Rep is transcending liminal spaces towards the authentic self. And that's basically a lot of fancy words for saying that we want to keep pushing boundaries. No, that's one aspect of it. And I think First Date, narratively and in terms of execution, accomplishes that. And I think that's what is different. Now, I don't want to disclose too much, but in terms of the technology and artistry that we use to try and communicate the story, it's certainly become more complex, more creative, and I sincerely hope that it's going to be much more entertaining to watch. I feel it that it is, and that's what's different. We're pushing boundaries with First Date.
All right, that was very, very well put. Transcending the space. I remember that from a couple of our meetings, and I remember I never completely understood it. But Blue Rep always tests their words to the performances, and I do think we have some amazing performances lined up. So, Ale, would you like to continue? Would you like to add anything to Elian's answer about that, or about your past productions?
Sure. I think Elian did a great job of describing, like giving an overview of how how our productions have progressed throughout the pandemic. I guess for me, mine is a bit more personal. I'm a second year student now, and when I entered Ateneo, I was a freshman, and I had the amazing opportunity of being a part of the Party Worth Crashing cast. So it was really, I was amazed by how quickly Blue Rep was able to adapt to the online setting. But because it was also relatively new, this was back in 2020, the latter half of 2020. At least for me personally, I experienced a lot of like struggle, especially being as a cast member and suddenly taking on the roles of not only the cast but also lights and sounds and makeup, similar to what Nikki said earlier. But now as a SPRO member in our second year of the pandemic, but also our wonderfully, it's our 30th season. So I think that's something that's amazing to be a part of. Also, I can also see how much we've progressed because it feels a lot smoother. Even though we face challenges such as communication, connecting with others can be a little bit tricky. I think we have a much better grasp of our online platforms like Discord, Facebook Messenger, and so on. And so it's still much more streamlined and convenient, I would say, since the special projects department also doubles as like writers, graphic designers, conceptualizers. We have like so many jobs that we also propose to the different teams. It has been made much easier thanks to the work of our previous company core and our current company core, so that we can move through the pandemic and hopefully to face-to-face school year next year, I hope, at a relatively smooth pace where our members aren't left behind. Yeah.
Okay, very comprehensive answer. I like that. Very, very good points made. And with all that, Chess, Bea, Yai, do you guys have anything else you would like to add about that? Experiences? None? None? All right. I'm getting a lot of shaking heads, so I guess they are none. Thank you so much for that. And I would like to continue with this question. This year is a very special one for Blue Rep, as you guys are celebrating your 30th year, as you mentioned multiple times. So, what goes on in choosing and planning the projects and productions to make sure that your 30th anniversary is as special as possible?
Sige, I actually think, ako na naman, no? But I actually do think as part of the company core, I'm in the best position to answer this. But yeah, the last time I spoke, I mentioned that we had this season-long thrust, right? About pushing boundaries and discovering more of our personal identity as theater practitioners. And that is part of what goes into selecting the productions. But the productions, we aren't kids anymore, and now First Date, that's not all that we have for this season. And in fact, we have an entire like pool of initiatives specifically to celebrate this milestone, and it's called Thank You 30. Like that's what the entire celebratory initiative is. And I guess inside joke yung pangalan na yon because in theater kasi when someone gives you the time, you have to tell them thank you. Like kapag 5 minutes left, you say thank you 5, and now 30 minutes left, thank you 30, and double entendre kasi thank you Blue Rep for the 30 years. Anyway, the actual initiatives that we have, the company core came up with a lot, and I mean like a lot. You might have seen on our Facebook page, we're celebrating the members of Blue Rep via our Humans of Blue Rep kumbaga photo series. It's like Humans of Ateneo or Humans of New York, if you know about that. We've also been selling limited edition 30th season merchandise like shirts and hats and the like. I don't know if the people here were able to buy those. And for my department naman, what we are doing is a series of gigs, the Thank You 30 gigs, that basically feature our current members as well as some of our, I guess, kind of high profile, a bit well-known alumni performing basically Blue Rep hits throughout our 3 decades. And there's a bunch more that we have yet to unveil, but it's basically giving back to this org and community, this company that has given us so much, not just in terms of work and performance experience, but in terms of relationships and personal growth as well. And I feel even for our current and latest members, that's something that they can partake in and look forward to while we give an ode to our Blue Reppers past.
Perfect. I love that so much. Thank you so much for that answer. I agree. Europe has always been about building relationships, and 30 years, that's been a long time, but we're just starting on building more and more relationships as we go back to face-to-face productions. Hopefully go back to face-to-face productions. But yes, anyone else from SPRO would like to add on Elian's answer to that? Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up is good. All right. So thank you for that. That is a good and a beautiful answer to end on. Because while you talked about Blue Rep always, forming relationships, and I'm sure that you have formed, so the SPRO team here has formed amazing relationships with the cast in the call. For now, we will be breaking all those relationships because we are going to be competing. And as all KMVP episodes go, it is now time for our new segment that will test your knowledge on all things Ateneo and beyond. This is How True and Blue Are You? I hope your competitive spirits are ready because there's a face-off between the different sets of guests that we had for today. So, this minigame is really simple. I will ask some Ateneo-related and other trivia questions. Then you guys will just have to answer it. Instead of a buzzer, please say the name of your team. So that will be, the 2 teams will actually be the 2 groups that we've had here today. So it will be cast versus special projects. So instead of a buzzer, please say the name of your team. So that will be cast and special projects out loud to answer. You will then be given 5 seconds to answer correctly. Otherwise, the other guests may steal. The team who gets the most points wins. And because I don't want everyone shouting in my ear all at once, I would like to ask that SPRO and cast please choose one representative to be the one shouting for your team. However, even if they shout, everyone on the team can answer. Okay? So please, feel free. I see cast members are all shouting at each other already. Please, guys.
Sige, habang nag-aaway yung cast, ako na bahala sa SPRO.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have our representative from Special Projects, Elian. Cast, who are you putting up?
Okay, because it was initially Paul, but because of his Wi-Fi, maybe not the best strategy. Drew, can you do it? You do
Fine.
it.
Okay, I'll face off with Elian.
I thought when Nikki unmuted, she was gonna volunteer to take
I
it.
know! I was like,
No.
Nikki, how could you do this to me?
Immediately pass it on. Okay.
I'm so sorry,
So
Drew.
we have our 2 teams, Elian versus Drew. Do you both understand what the instructions? The shout, cast, or special projects when you know the answer? Okay?
Yeah.
All
Can
right.
we say unmuted for this para ready kami to buzz in?
Yes, feel free.
Okay.
Feel free. Okay, and because I might not be completely consistent with hearing it, I will ask those other members in the call the other unbiased members in the call to help me out with choosing who answered first. All right. So, if everyone is ready, can I get a little thumbs up? Everyone's ready? Okay. So, we were going straight into our first question. Number 1. Okay. So, what is the current number of wins and losses of the Ateneo men's basketball team in UAAP season 84?
Special projects. Ganun ba yan?
Go, Elian.
Sure. Okay. Anyone can answer naman, no?
We're counting it down. 5, 4.
Nagbuzz ako. I don't know the answer. Sorry, guys.
Anyone can answer. 1.
Kas!
Okay. Go, Cass.
I think that's 6.
6.
6 wins, 0 losses.
Okay. Good job. That correct answer is 6 wins, 0 losses. So yeah, Ateneo's bit on a steamroll today. Congrats to them. So yeah, again, if anyone shouts their name, anyone from the team can answer. Feel free. Okay. So number 2. Going to number 2 now. When was the 2022 Sangguniang General Elections held? Okay.
Special projects?
Go ahead.
Was it
for
March 25?
It is a range of dates. It's a range of dates.
Okay, March 31 to 25 yung original, but alam ko it extended to like 31. Am I wrong?
What's your final answer? March 21 to 31?
Sure, yeah.
That is incorrect. Cast, you have a chance to take the answer.
March 25 to 31?
That is also incorrect. The correct answer
God!
was March 21 to 26, 2022.
Oh my god.
Alright then. So,
31.
no points to that one. Cass is currently leading with 1 point to Spro's none. Sorry to rub that in. Alright. The next question. What MVP room is Ateneo Blue Rep assigned to?
Cass, 302.
Go. 5. What's your final answer? One more.
302.
That is incorrect.
No!
Bro, you have a chance.
Sige, let's try and steal. Is it 305?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is MVP 301.
Oh, okay.
Elian, we're in core. This is so bad for us.
to be fair, like even when we were on site, we never stepped foot in that
we were never there.
Well, now you know.
Okay.
Alright then. Still no points to either team on that one. Moving on to question number 4. Aside from the Ateneo Blue Rep, name the rest of the organizations under the Performing Arts Cluster.
Cass.
Go.
TA and Performing Arts Cluster. Akala ko theater. TA, CADS, Glee Club. That's it, right? That's it.
Final answer, TA,
Blue Rep.
CADS, and Glee Club.
Yeah,
answer?
and then Blue Rep.
Okay, you are correct. The 4 orgs under Performing Arts are Ateneo de Manila College Glee Club, Company of Ateneo Dancers, and Tanghalang Ateneo. So, if they have performances, please, our viewers, I insist you guys watch them also. They are all amazing performers. So that is now 2 points for Cass, 0 for Spro. Sorry.
Dapat may bawas. Sinabi ni Ju Enta eh.
Wait, I misunderstood in the beginning, Elian.
Don't worry, I'm sure Spro will have plenty of time to catch up because we are moving on into our next question. What date is the last official school day of the semester?
Special projects.
Go.
May 29.
28.
Ay, 28 or 29.
Final answer, one date.
20, alam ko just 20.
Oh,
wait, sige. 28. Sige, let's go with that.
Final answer, May 28. That answer is correct.
Woo!
The last official school day is May 28, 2022. That is putting Spro on the board with 1 point against Cass, 2 points. Alright, so next question. This one you guys should all know. If you don't know, I swear. What year was Blue Rep established?
Cast.
Go.
1991.
1991. That answer is
Yes.
correct. Nice.
Ang haba kasi ng special projects eh. Sa kanila kasi one syllable
Ano
lang.
lang? Here, how about
You were
say-
just not fast enough.
just say Spro. There, one syllable each. Good?
Yeah. Sige, go lang.
No problem. Okay, which leads us to my next question. What are the 4 learning modalities currently being implemented with the return of the on-site classes?
Oh.
Go.
Okay, help me out, guys. Flex, hybrid. Are any of these right? Flex,
Yeah, they're
hybrid.
right.
I'm not gonna
So
say it.
far.
I'm not gonna say it.
You're right so
Two
far.
more. There's 2 more.
Flex hybrid.
5, 4,
Next.
3, 2,
And it's R.
One.
Nine.
final. Give me a final answer.
Okay, flex hybrid online. And I don't know what the last one is.
Yes, that is indeed cool. Cast, you have a chance to steal this one. 4 learning
Online
modalities.
Plus.
Yeah, what are the 4?
Online
I
plus.
need all 4.
Flex hybrid online plus.
That is incorrect.
What? What is
The 4 currently being implemented are Flex, Hybrid, Online Plus, and Fully On-Site.
Oh my god.
I think we're just
Legit
getting
pala yung online
exposed here.
I don't know what it
Online
means
plus
though. I don't know
what?
the difference.
Very telling for state of mind.
Yeah, they have a very specific set of differences that
Yeah.
no one knows. But anyways, moving on into our final question. And this question is for 2 points. So Spro, this is your chance to catch up. Your chance to catch up. Okay, so again, this question is for 2 points. Sing a sample of any song from any Blu-ray production.
House rope.
Go.
For any word production, damn.
Sing it.
Wait,
Go.
oh my gosh.
4, 3.
Why can I not sing all of a sudden? Oh my god.
Spro leaving on the edge. Yes, yeah.
Nikki.
Imagine
Go,
the lights, imagine the people, imagine
Yeah.
us in the middle of the crowd, imagine the fame. Yeah.
It's all happening.
Yes.
Elian!
Yeah, I know. Sorry
Parang
kasi
fun.
yung part ko lang dun, di ba? Speak English. Yun lang.
Oh my
Bigla kang mag-start.
Sadly, I would have counted that, but thank you so much. And what Blu-ray production is that from, if I may so ask?
Bring it on the music.
On the musical.
The plug, it's perfect. Okay, thank you so much for that. So that actually concludes our little mini game with 3 points to Cast, 1 point to Spro, and a bunch of questions that were left unanswered. But thank you so much for everyone, and good job. So before we end, we'd like to take this time to invite you guys to the 30th season finale production of Blue Rep. And if you may invite, but while you guys are formulating what you want to say, let me start it off by saying that Blue Rep's first date will stream on May 7, 14, and 28. Ticket sales will start soon, so please keep an eye on the official Facebook page of the Ateneo Blue Repertory. Trust me, you wouldn't want to miss this. Anything else you guys would like to add? Spro, promote the gig, Cast, promote, your performance.
Go watch us. It's gonna be a fun time. Watch First Date on the dates that Carlo mentioned, May 7, 14, 28. Ticket prices will be out soon. And also support Blue Rep's 30th season. Watch out for the other gigs and initiatives we have under Time Check. Thank you, 30. It's a fun
Also
season.
buy the online package.
Yes,
Yeah.
your
Please
dear
support the online
ticket.
package to get more content of our wonderful cast and team. Yes.
Yeah, you'll see all their faces there.
Alright
Things,
then.
weird games.
I think that was perfect. Thank you so much. Hope our viewers are interested. And with that, that has been our 14th episode for this year's Kwentuhang MVP and the very first takeover episode of Ateneo Blue Rep. Thank you so much to our lovely guests here today for talking to us about their 30th season finale production, First Date. And of course, a big thank you to everyone who tuned in to today's episode. We hope to see you again next week for another round of meaningful conversations with our beloved organizations. Once again, I am your host, Carlos Rosa, and this has been Kwentuhang MVP. Have a good day.
Radyo, 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 radyo,